Today's video is on proportional reasoning review. We are having a test next Tuesday. It looks very much like this review. We're not going to finish all of this review in this video. I'm going to skip a couple of the problems and we will work on them in class on Monday. That will be our work on Monday. So you'll see that I'm going to skip around. Please have this review paper out with you and fill in as I go along. Today's video says, or question number 1 rather says, write the ratio. A bag contains 4 red cards and 7 blue cards. The ratio of the number of red cards to the total number of cards is, well, the red cards, if I look carefully, is 4. To the total, it doesn't say red to blue, it says total. So it is not 4 to 7. Read carefully. It's red to total. So the 4 comes first. The total would be adding the 4 and the 7 together to get 11. So the ratio of red to total is 4 to 11. Number 2, I'm going to skip and we'll do that in class on Monday. Number 3, the ratio of the number of boys to the number of girls in a theater is 7 to 9. There are 2 more girls than boys in the theater. How many children? There are 12 more girls than boys in the theater. How many children are there in the theater? Little hint here. Let's try a bar model. So we have 7 is the boys. They are first in the English. 9 relates to the girls. They are the second in the English and second in the math. So it's a 7 to 9 ratio. So I'm going to draw a bar model with 7 sections. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gotta have another one on here. 7. So this is boys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. And girls, going to make it a little bit longer because it's 9. Now, in my picture, I can see that the girls have 2 more bars. Those 2 more bars are the 12 more girls. So from here to the end, this distance, these 2 bars represents the 12 more girls that there are in the theater than there are boys. So these 2 units or bars represent 12 girls. 1 unit or 1 bar would represent 6 girls then. So each of these units, and we could write all the 6's in there, represents 6. So I could put 6's in there. A faster way of trying to find out how many children there are is to add my 7 units for boys and my 9 units for girls, which gives me 16, and multiply by 6 that way. Multiplying is always faster than repeatedly adding many times that 16. So 6 times 16, that's 36. Carry the 3, you get 96. So how many children are there in the theater total? There are 96. So I'm going to sable this response, putting it in a full sentence answer box label. I call it sable. There are 96 children in the theater. Full sentence, started with a capital letter, ended with a period, put a box. Number 4, the ratio of the number of cars to the number of motorcycles in a parking lot is 10 to 3. The ratio of the number of motorcycles to the number of vans is 3 to 5. There are 30 vans in the parking lot. How many more cars than vans are there? Again, it hints to me to make a bar model. So cars is the 10, motorcycles is the 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. one's a little small. I'm going to make it a little bigger. Didn't really need to, but I like them to be proportional. So cars is 10. Motorcycles is 3. The number of motorcycles to the number of vans, motorcycles comes first, is 3. Oh, it's 3. And the vans is 5. 3 to 5. So I already have 3. So I need to make 5 representing the vans. So now I've modeled all of the English and the numbers in the picture. There are 30 vans in the parking lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars or 5 units represents 30 vans. This is not an altogether question. It's not asking me all together how many cars and trucks and vans and motorcycles or whatever the vehicles are in there. I'm not going to add up all the units that I see. It's only saying there are 30 vans. So I can only look, don't look at the cars and the motorcycles, don't look up here, just look at this one, the vans. There are 30 vans representing these 5 units. So if I divide by 5, I will get that one of those units or one of those bars represents 6. How many more cars than vans are there? Now I do have to look at the cars. And I know that there are 10 cars, 10 units representing cars. Down here I found that 1 unit was 6. So 10 units would equal 10 times that 6, which is 60. Still haven't answered the question. How many more cars than vans are there? So there's 60 cars and there are 30 vans. So 60 take away 30 equals 30. There are, and I'm going to full sentence answer this, there are 30 more cars than vans in the parking lot. But I'm going to end my sentence there, put a box around it, and go on to the next problem. Number 5, I'm going to leave that one for class on Monday. It's a tricky one. We'll probably do that one together. That's probably where I'll start on Monday. It's a tricky one, so I'm going to leave that one. Number 6, state whether each statement is true. State whether each statement is expressed as a unit rate. Where did I get the word true? State whether each sentence is expressed as a unit rate. Unit per 1. A wheel makes 72 revolutions per minute. That means per 1 minute, for just 1 minute. Otherwise they would say 72 revolutions in 5 minutes. Doesn't say that. It says per minute. That means 1. Yes, this is a unit rate. Ling paid $3.50 for 2 notebooks. Does not say how much she paid per notebook or for 1 notebook. It says 2. That is not a unit rate. Number 8. A florist sells 3 similar bouquets of flowers for $78. What is the cost, money, per bouquet? Per bouquet. Well, we have 3 of them, so I'm going to take the cost and divide it by the bouquet. Now, I like to write the ratio in a word. Cost per bouquet. No, you do not have to do this. Bouquet. Spell it correctly. But you do, however, have to show me that you are going to take the cost of $78 and divide it by the 3. And I don't have to put the label yet in my work. I do have to put it on my answer, though. The $78 is the cost divided by the 3 bouquets, and when I do that division, I get $26 per bouquet. What is the cost per bouquet? I'm going to sable that and put 2 labels. This is a rate. It needs to have both labels, cost and bouquet. The cost is, first label is the $ sign for money, $26. And yes, I could put the 2 zeros or not, per / bouquet. Full sentence answer. Per is abbreviated by the symbol /, so that's okay. I'm going to leave number 9 for class on Monday. Number 10. The table shows the fees to park in a parking lot. I'm going to leave that one for Monday too. I'm going to leave number 10. I'm going to go to number 11. Compare the prices of vegetables below. Comparing. Eggplant for 3 pounds costs $21. Beetroot for 5 pounds costs $28. That's how much you paid, amount paid. Which vegetable costs more? So I've got to figure out how much you paid per pound. And if you look closely when you shop with your parents at Wegmans or Tops, usually the cost per pound is on a small little label on the shelf. And at Wegmans, they're white and yellow. And it will tell you, for instance, that it's 28 cents per ounce. It has the unit rate on the shelf below it. Or in the vegetable area, there's a sign below the vegetables. And it usually tells you the cost per pound or ounce, or for each. Like bananas are 49 cents per pound. Look for those signs. Those are unit rates. If they don't have them, you could figure it out. Take the cost divided by the quantity that you're purchasing. Is it pounds? Is it ounces? Is it liters? Is it, candy bars? Is it? So you could do that. You could take the money and divide it by how much you're purchasing and figure out the cost per item. Which vegetable costs more? So eggplant, I'm going to call it E. I'm going to take cost per pound. Cost per pound. So I take the 21 and divide it by 3. Cost per pound. And the eggplant comes out to be $7 per pound. Labeling that. The beetroot, I'll call it B, is the $28 for 5 pounds. $28 for 5 pounds, and I get $5.60 per pound. So which vegetable costs more? Eggplant, $7 per pound. Which vegetable costs more? That's the question. So I have to answer the question. It doesn't say how much are they. We had to figure that out to answer this question. Which vegetable costs more? The eggplant costs more. I'm going to leave Leah, number 12, and number 13. I'm going to leave those for class on Monday. So that's it for today's video. Be ready in class to finish the rest.